Hello! Welcome to my BreastNest Breeze review. So a year or two ago, I think I reviewed the BreastNest Original, and now I get to review the BreastNest Breeze. So full disclosure, I procrastinated for at least a couple of months on the BreastNest Breeze review because I got the Breeze in the mail, put it on, and I swear I haven't taken it off since. You can actually see it's probably stretched out a little bit. There's some purling, I think, already underneath here because this is the only thing I've been wearing all summer long. But what finally prompted me to do this review was that I got terribly sunburned last weekend. I was in absolute misery, and the only thing that made me feel any better was being lotioned up and then putting on the Breeze because it's so minimal, and just everything felt light and I felt like my back was protected. It was really just the perfect solution. I can't tell you how grateful I was and continue to be for this phenomenal garment. So if you know the BreastNest Original, if you've seen my review, you already know that I'm a huge fan of how comfortable it is, how there's kind of, here, let me step back, how there's this band down here underneath where, you know, there's all this kind of wicking. You don't have to worry about kind of like under boob sweat or chafing anymore. There's no wires, of course, as with everything else that BreastNest does. Comfort is definitely priority in everything that they do. So a lot of the original selling points of the BreastNest Classic or the BreastNest Original, I forget which one they're going with, are still in place. Just this is much more streamlined and minimalistic, and you can see they did away with what they call kind of the skirt, right? So the Classic looks almost like a tank top. This is really just kind of a pullover version of it with just so much less fabric, which was another wonderful thing with that sunburn from last weekend, because I just couldn't stand any more cloth than I had to have on my body. So just for some perspective, I currently wear a 42 double H, which is technically just above BreastNest range, but I would never say anything to disqualify myself from that garment, and I'm wearing a large. So that's what you have. You can see here, I'll do a nice turn for you, there's the sunburn, and then the back is nice and smooth and it comes down fairly low, which is also kind of a win for me. It just feels more comfortable and a little more natural to kind of have this elastic band that just kind of goes along just above the natural waist on me. Another selling point for me on this particular piece was that it's very close to my skin color. I think the color is Creamy Cafe. It's a very classy name for what I might, for maybe what I look like. And that is actually one thing that I would want to relay to BreastNest, the company, is to kind of expand their selection in terms of nudes. So I've definitely benefited from being able to pull over a white tank top or just some kind of other shirt on top of this, and then feeling confident that this wasn't really going to show up, you know, screaming colors. Now, not to say that I wouldn't also go for like a lacy or a little more of a bold coloring or cloth choice on a BreastNest. That would actually be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's just, especially, oh, and one more thing, especially for the summer. So I live in the mid-Atlantic region of the United States. It feels like a swamp every day. You know, the heat may not necessarily be terrible, but you feel like you can't breathe outside without a, you know, air regulator like those scuba tanks. So really just having something that I can sleep in that doesn't, you know, get all kind of like twisted around me like a tank top might, or like the Classic even, where like the fabric might bunch up or move around. The Breeze is really just super minimalist, still has all of the wonderful benefits of the BreastNest Classic, but kind of functions a little bit more how you would just kind of treat a bra in terms of like sleeping in it, although you're not supposed to sleep in a bra. Or just like pulling things over. It doesn't feel quite as bulky as anything else. So those were just kind of my initial impressions. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, whatever, let me know in the comments, or feel free to reach out to BreastNest themselves. They are family owned and operated and respond very quickly to any emails or complaints or even praise, especially praise actually. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you get one of these.